Hey, what's up guys? It's Josh here. I'm here with Coach Matt. We're gonna go over this week's muscle minute workout for you. So for this workout, we're gonna have 3 different groups of 3 exercises. You're gonna do each exercise for 60 seconds. You'll have about 10 seconds to switch between exercises. And we're gonna go through all 3 groups 2 times today. You ready, Matt?
Ready.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our walkout to push up here. So you're gonna fold at the hips, walking out to that plank position, squeeze those shoulder blades to get that push up in. Then you'll walk those hands back, pushing your heels back toward the floor. Go as far back as you can before you straighten up. You don't need to straighten up here, they're gonna walk back out. You can also modify that push up, so if you need to, you'll walk out, go down from your toes, lower those knees and press up from your knees, or just work from those knees, whichever one works for you. When you walk back in, make sure you're only gonna go as far as you feel comfortable here. You're gonna feel a nice stretch through the calves and hamstrings, and then you walk it back out. And if you're getting tired here, just do the walk out and don't do the push up as you're starting to get a little fatigued. From there, we're gonna go to our second exercise, which is our side lunges here. So with both feet together, Matt's gonna take a step out to the side, keeping those feet as straight as possible, and he's gonna press back over. So sits back there, think about that other leg as a kickstand, keeping it as straight as you can here. If you want, you can add some weight. You can hold a kettlebell or a dumbbell at your chest. You don't need to though. You can also use the suspension trainer for a little bit of assistance there as well. Now, if you need to, if the side lunge is a little too challenging, you can also do a sumo squat there, just stepping side to side. Then our third exercise in this first group is gonna be our half kneeling halo. So you can go with a dumbbell or a kettlebell here. You wanna make sure your posture is right here. So you want your ear stacked over your shoulder, over that hip, and then over that knee here. Matt, why don't you flatten out that back foot for me here? So we're gonna get a nice stretch and some activation work in here. So Matt's gonna squeeze that back glute, which is his right glute, real tight, balling up those abs. And now he's just gonna make big circles. Those arms are moving around. That dumbbell or kettlebell is gonna move all the way around his head. When he comes back to the center, he's gonna go the other direction here, walling up those abs. This should not be an exhausting exercise. We're looking at this as an activation exercise, a bit of a stretch for those hip flexors as well. You can either do 30 seconds on one side and then switch legs, or you can do 1 set on one leg, and when we come back around, you can do the other set on the other leg. So that's totally up to you there. From there, we're gonna go to our half kneeling single arm overhead press. So again here, dumbbell or kettlebell here, same posture that we're looking for. Squeeze that back glute, walk those abs, and just press high overhead. Deep breath in as you pull that dumbbell down. Push that air out as you're pressing here. Focus on your posture here the whole time as well. Walling up those abs, drive that front heel into the floor, squeezing that back glute nice and tight. Again, you can switch halfway through, or you can do 1 round on one side and then switch to the other side for the second round here. The second exercise in this group is our square crawl. So knees up just off the floor, shoulders over those wrists. You're gonna take 2 steps forward, 2 steps to the side, really push those knees apart when you side crawl, 2 steps back, and then 2 steps over to the side. So we're just gonna crawl in that square. Take your time here. 60 seconds is a good amount of time. If you need to, you lower those knees for a second, take some deep breaths, come back up when you're ready. You can also just hold that beast position or go to a plank position as well as you're starting to get tired. Then our third exercise in this group, we're just gonna roll over to our backs, and we're gonna do our glute bridge with that over the shoulder tap. So Matt's gonna drive those hips up, and now he's gonna reach over his shoulder, trying to reach as high and as far over as he can. So notice how he's rotating through that thoracic spine. Squeeze those glutes and drive up and over here. Now you can also keep those hips up the entire time. Focus on squeezing those glutes as tight as you can here. Try to crush that acorn between those cheeks. Now we're gonna move on to our third group of exercises here. We're gonna come over to our suspension trainers. All 3 exercises are gonna be on the suspension trainers for this one. Our first one is our TRX Drag Curl. So palms up, moving plank position, elbows stay high. Matt's going to, can you guys see me around Matt's biceps? Okay, I'm still here, cool. So Matt's gonna curl up, pulling himself up, pulling those hands right towards his shoulders. Then he's gonna hold this position, not letting himself drop as he pulls those hands down his torso and then lowers himself down. So he curls up, holding this position, letting those upper back muscles hold him up here, down to his waist, and then back down here. Now to make this heavier, you step further in. To make this a little bit lighter, you can put 1 foot back or move both feet back. The second exercise is our sprinter start. So for this one, you're gonna get set up with those suspension trainers between your arms and your torso here, leaning into it. Matt's gonna take 1 step back. Now he's gonna be working on that left leg here. He's gonna drive up, driving that right knee up towards his chest. Deep breath in as he steps back, pushing that air out as he drives up. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can add that hop in. So it's a hop forward, hop back. Make sure you're hopping forward and back here so you don't get out of position. If you do get out of position, just reset again. Again, here, you can go 30 seconds on one leg, then switch to the other, or you can do 60 seconds on one side, and then 60 seconds on the other when we come back around to this exercise. And then our last exercise here is our squat row. So, moving plank position, you're gonna sort of swing into this squat. So we're not going straight down, we're swinging into it. We're just gonna work like a pendulum with that suspension trainer, and then drive out of that squat and yank yourself up by squeezing those shoulder blades. Deep breath in on the way down, push that air out as you yank yourself up here. One good rep at a time now. This is one where it's not gonna be real heavy on those legs, so you really wanna feel like you're yanking yourself up as you pull up into that rep. Okay, that's our muscle minute workout for this week. Great job, Matt.